Chapter 2 is all about measurement, assessment, and evaluation in outcomes-based education. The learning outcomes for this chapter are: distinguish among measurement, assessment, and evaluation. Second, explain the meaning of assessment for, assessment of, and assessment as learning. The terms used to determine the progress of the students are measurement, evaluation, and assessment. Let's focus first on measurement. Measurement. It is the process of determining or describing attributes. These are characteristics of physical objects, generally in terms of quantity. We use instruments here, maybe ruler, scale, thermometer, or pressure gauge, and other instruments. Measurement is collecting quantitative information relative to some established standards. This is the way of applying measuring device to an object, group of objects, events, or situations. Types of measurement. Number 1. Measuring physical quantities. For example of this is finding the area or volume of the objects. Another one is to have standardized test results when you are going to give standardized test. Example, testing knowledge of the subject matter. The third one, perceptions. Example, rating scale is used to measure knowledge and ideas. This can be done mostly in research. Types of measurement and comparison. Objective measurement. Objective measurement is more stable as repeated measurements of quality or quantity produces more or less the same outcome. Example, objective test, multiple choice test, and others. Subjective measurement has some facets of quantity and quality which cannot be measured by objective measurement alone. Examples about human perceptions and aesthetic appeal. Objective and subjective measurement formula. The formula is measurement of quantity or quality of interest equals true value plus random error. The explanation of this is measurement of the quantity of interest has two components, a true value of the quantity and random error component. Therefore, measurement doesn't depend only in one person taking the measurement objectively, but it differs from one assessor to another, with the same quality or quantity being measured. Measuring indicators, variables, and factors. Example, I stands for indicator. Example, you have your oral recitation in the class and there are 10 students. So every number represents a student. So example, 1 is having recitation, that stands for 1. If 1 decided not to have recitation, then stands for 0. Let's go now to variable. X equals sum of indicators divided by n recitations. So n is the number of your students having the recitation. Okay, n equals to 10 recitations. So if there are 5 students participated, x is equals to 5 divided by 10, or we call it 50% participated in the recitations. Let's go now to factors. Variable 1 equals to computational skills, while the other, variable 2, reading skills, variable 3, vocabulary skills, variable 4, logic and reasoning, variable 5, sequences and series, variable 6 equals manual dexterity. Variables can be grouped into factors. Group 1, variable 1, variable 4, variable 5 belongs to mathematical factor. Group 2, variable 2, variable 3 belongs to language ability factor. Then group 3, variable 6 belongs to psychomotor ability factor. We will go now to the term assessment. Assessment is derived from Latin word assidere, means to sit beside. It is the process of gathering students' performance to determine mastery of skills over a period of time. Examples: dialogue record, journals, written work, portfolios, tests, research papers, essays, story written, and other learning tasks. What are the goals of assessment? The goals are to improve student learning, to show permanent learning and clearer picture of students' ability. It will provide students, teachers, parents reliable information about students' progress and attainment. So, there are three types of assessment: assessment of skill attainment, assessment of understanding, and assessment of learning. What is this assessment of skill attainment? This is easier assessment that can be demonstrable or practiced, while this assessment of understanding is more complex and can be done in numbers of ways. It needs to infer more indicators through written descriptions, while assessment of learning, it occurs when teachers use evidence of student learning. Here, teacher can make judgments on students' achievement, like in their summative test. So let's go now to these three terms: assessment for learning, assessment of learning, assessment as learning. Assessment for learning, AFL. It pertains to diagnostic and formative assessment tasks. It is used to determine learning needs, monitor academic progress during instruction. Here, immediate descriptive feedback are given in an ongoing performance. This will be the basis of the teacher's adjustments when necessary on their methods and strategies. If any method or strategy is not effective, then the teacher can shift to another strategy in order that the teacher can be effective in his class. Assessment of learning, AOL. This will be summative and done at the end of the unit, task, or process or period. It provides evidence of students' level of achievement in relation to curricular outcomes. Mostly, this is used for grading, evaluation, and reporting purposes. It provides the foundation for decision on students' placement. Examples: unit tests and final projects, evaluation feedback on students' proficiency level. So mostly summative test belongs to assessment of learning. Third one, assessment as learning, AAL. These are tasks or activities that provide students to monitor their own learning. This involves reflection and self-regulation of students to allow them to utilize their strengths and work on their weaknesses. Here, students are responsible and accountable for their own learning, assessing their own learning as they are learning at the same time. Examples: self and peer assessment rubrics are used to assess your own work. Example, you do something and then you are given rubrics and then you are going to assess it. And later you can realize your weaknesses and your strengths in doing that work. Another one is portfolio, wherein you can realize your weaknesses and strengths in doing it, as the teacher is going to give you grade in your portfolio. The teacher is going to give comments in your portfolio. So let's go now to the third term, evaluation. Evaluation originates from French word evaluer and the root word value. It gives information the worth, appropriateness, goodness, validity, which a reliable measurement has been made. Evaluations are designed to provide information and judgment about a particular situation. Evaluation determines the success of educational programs. It signals effort also to improve students' achievement by identifying factors. Broad categories of evaluation. Formative evaluation. It is a method of judging the worth of a program while the program or activities are still in progress. It focuses on the process and use in analyzing learning materials. students' achievements, and teachers' effectiveness. While the other one is summative evaluation. It is a method of judging the worth at the end of the program. Summative evaluation determines the effectiveness of a program based on purposes. And that's all about Chapter 2. Thank you.